All right, my man. Real quick, because I don't really have a lot of time to get into it right now, but your video, this dude wants to get on Psalms 12. Well, first off, Psalms, as you already know, is about poetry. So that's a whole nother discussion about reading poetry and understanding poetry. Of course, the meaning and the message of the poetic words here remain the same, but how it is written can often be misinterpreted. But let's go to it. Psalms 12, 6, 7. My man, I got here, I have here NIV, and it says, 12, 7. It says, you, Lord, will keep the needy safe and will protect us forever from the wicked. Now, I'm focusing on 7 because 6 is the same when we're talking about King James or NIV, or even in this Catholic version that I have here. So that's 11, that's 13, so 12, 6, right? The promises of the Lord, promises are pure, silver refined in furnace, 7 times, right? 6 is all the same. But when we get to 7, here in the Catholic version, it also says, you, O Lord, will protect us, you will guard us from this generation forever. So NIV's verse 7 aligns with the Catholic, which is also 12, verse 7. Now, before English, it was first translated into German. So let's go into my German translation. All right, verse 12. Now, the thing about German translations is that some of them are different because it is German. So what you'll see in our chapter 12, Psalms chapter 12, is that we have 9 verses instead of 8. So comparing the verse 7, as you can see right here, this verse 7, to the German verse, it's actually in verse right there, 8, because verse 7 here says, auf die Worte des Herrn ist Verlass, sie sind rein und echt wie Silber. So silver, silber, close enough to the same word, right? Dass im Schmelzofen 7-mal gereinigt wird. So 7-mal is 7, 7, 7, okay? So that's why we have to compare 7 to verse 8 here. Herr, that's how we say God, Herr, like Father. Du hältst dich an deine Zusagen, jetzt und immer. Du wirst uns vor diesen Lügnern bewahren. So this is basically saying, du hältst dich, you hold yourself on these words now and always. Jetzt und immer, now and always. Du wirst uns, you will, for us, from the liars. You will protect us from these liars. And number 9, verse 9, it says, even when you let them live freely all over the earth, and their thinking, Gemeinheit, and their thinking gets worse. Always gets worse. Immer schlimmer wird. Right? And so if I go back up here, this verse 8 in the Catholic says, on every side the wicked prowl. Again, God is letting them loose freely to prowl all over the earth as vileness is exalted among humankind. As their vileness, their wickedness, their lying, all that stuff gets worse. That's being compared to this English translation right here. If I go to 12, where is it? Yep, 12, verse 8 in NIV. This verse 8 here says, who freely strut, right? Freely strut. I just talked about in the German version where I talked about free, right? Frei, that word, frei, frei, umherlaufen, free, right? So going back here, whom freely strut about while depravity is honored by the human